Penguin can scroll for 3 hours without blinking. Penguin can watch 10 videos about wasting less time while wasting time. Penguin can somehow end up watching a stranger reorganize a fridge at 2 a.m. and call it winding down. But ask Penguin to sit still for 10 minutes of prayer? Suddenly, Penguin is restless, distracted, and mysteriously very interested in checking his phone one more time. Penguin opens the app to check one thing. 20 minutes later, Penguin forgot what the one thing was. He set the phone down, then picked it right back up. His flipper moved before his brain even decided to. Penguin promised God the mornings, but the phone gets the first hello and the last goodnight. It's the first thing he touches when he wakes and the last glow he sees before sleep. Somewhere in between, whole evenings just disappear. Here's the paradox. Penguin knows deep down that the scrolling leaves him empty. He feels it pulling him away from the things that actually matter: rest, people, purpose, God. He can name a dozen things he'd rather be, and yet he still reaches for the feed like it's magnetized to his flipper. Why is that? Why does something Penguin doesn't even enjoy that much have such a grip on him? Why can he give 3 hours to a screen, but not 10 minutes to the one who made him? And the bigger question, what does the Bible actually say about it? And is there a way out? Part 1. The invisible fish. Penguin's brain runs on a chemical called dopamine. People call it the pleasure chemical, but that's not quite right. Dopamine doesn't make Penguin feel happy. It makes Penguin want. It's the craving chemical. Think of it like an invisible fish dangling just ahead. Penguin hasn't caught it yet, but the more chance of it keeps him swimming. That's what every swipe is. A maybe. Maybe the next video is funny. Maybe someone replied. Maybe something new is waiting. And here's the clever part. The feed is unpredictable on purpose. Sometimes the swipe gives something amazing. Sometimes it's boring. Penguin never knows which, so he keeps checking, just in case. It's the same trick that keeps a gambler at the slot machine. Not the winning, the maybe. Penguin isn't hooked on any single post. Penguin is hooked on the maybe. And the feed never runs out of maybes. It was built by very smart people to make sure it never does. Part 2. Why real life starts feeling boring. Penguin's brain has a rule. It always tries to stay balanced. Too much of anything, and it adapts. Flood it with constant hits, and it quietly turns the volume down. So Penguin needs more just to feel the same. It's like eating candy every single hour. At first, it's a treat. But soon, candy is just normal. And the day someone hands Penguin a plain fish, he sneers. Boring. Where's the flavor? The fish didn't change. Penguin's brain did. So when Penguin sits down to pray, or read, or simply rest, his brain runs the comparison. The feed? Fireworks and confetti. A quiet moment with God? One small candle in a big dark room. No wonder stillness feels unbearable. No wonder his mind sprints for the phone the second things get slow. Penguin's brain got recalibrated. It's not broken. It's just been fed noise for so long that it forgot how to taste quiet things. And the quiet things, prayer, rest, real conversation, are exactly where the good stuff actually lives. Part 3. What the Bible actually says. Here's what's easy to miss. This isn't only a focus problem. It's a heart problem. And Scripture saw it coming long before anyone held a smartphone. Proverbs says, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Think about that. Penguin's attention is the gate to his heart. Whatever he looks at, dwells on, and feeds on shapes who he becomes. And right now, that gate is propped wide open, letting anything and everything pour in for hours a day. No filter, no guard, just an open door and an endless crowd walking through it. Jesus said, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. That cuts deep.
Because Penguin can see exactly where his treasure goes just by checking his screen time. Every minute is a coin, and Penguin has been paying thousands of them every week to a glowing rectangle that gives almost nothing back. Paul wrote, "Make the best use of the time." Not because Penguin should feel panicked, but because time is a gift, and you only get so much of it. Nobody reaches the end of their life wishing they'd scrolled more. The feed isn't just stealing minutes. It's quietly spending Penguin's one and only life, a swipe at a time.
Now hear this clearly. This isn't about guilt. Penguin's phone isn't evil. It can be used for good, for connection, for learning, even for worship. But an open gate, a misplaced treasure, and wasted time, Scripture takes all three seriously. And if God takes Penguin's attention that seriously, maybe Penguin should too. Part 4. 4 steps to take the gate back. Now that Penguin sees the trap, he can climb out of it. Not with shame and not with willpower alone, with a simple system. Number 1. Digital sunset. 1 hour before bed, the phone goes to sleep first. No feed in the dark. Penguin ends his day with rest, prayer, or a real book, not 1,000 strangers shouting for his attention. The last thing he feeds his mind becomes the soil his sleep grows in. Number 2. The morning belongs to God. Penguin doesn't touch the feed until he's given the first few minutes to prayer or scripture. It sounds small. It isn't. Whoever gets the first hello sets the tone for the entire day. Give the morning to the feed, and Penguin is reacting before he's even prayed. Number 3. Replace. Don't just remove. An empty hand reaches for the phone on its own, so Penguin fills it instead. A verse to memorize, a short walk, a quick call to a friend who's been on his mind. Boredom isn't the enemy, it's the doorway. Penguin just has to make sure he walks through the right door when it opens. Number 4. Penguin needs a squad. Alone, Penguin caves every time. But with a friend to check in with, an accountability partner, a small group that asks the honest questions. Suddenly, Penguin doesn't want to report another wasted week. Carry each other's burdens, Scripture says. Nobody breaks a strong habit completely alone. Penguin wasn't meant to try. Part 5. The Penguin is becoming. At the end of the day, attention isn't the enemy. It's one of the most valuable things Penguin owns. The only real question is where he chooses to point it. Penguin doesn't need to throw his phone into the ocean. He just needs to stop handing his heart to it by accident, hour after hour. This was never about deleting every app or living in a cave. It's about becoming someone whose attention belongs to God on purpose, not by force, but by love. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, Scripture says. That's the whole thing right there. Penguin isn't white-knuckling his way to discipline. He's slowly becoming a new creation. One guarded minute, one small choice at a time. And those small choices stack higher than Penguin thinks. So the next time the feed calls, and it will, Penguin remembers. He's not just killing time. He's deciding where his one life goes. That choice was always his to make. Which way will Penguin point the light? The Penguin says thanks. If this helped, drop a like and take a second to subscribe. It keeps the light going. And if you want to fix the focus that all that scrolling stole, watch this one next. Walk in the light.